So today I'm going to go and have a look at the Discovery 4. There's been some good progress. I've heard that the engine is now on the chassis. They've cleaned up the chassis, so just going to crack on down to Farrier's Automotive. They're very kindly letting me look around the workshop and ask the technician, Bill, a few questions while I'm there as well. So let's crack on and get there. SDV6, got to love it. Right, so here is the engine on the chassis, and you can't really see the brand new created JLR engine. It's now hidden underneath all the ancillaries, the pipe work, tubes, the wires and everything else that's had to go back on, but that's all now fitted. There's been lots and lots of other little jobs that have been done as well, things like the crash bar, had to have a few of the bolts drilled out and retapped. But you can see that overall the chassis been outside, it's had a hot wash with traffic film remover, and as I pan back you can see down the chassis rails. I'll show you a little bit more in a sec. But it's incredibly clean. Looks like a bird's nest on top of that engine, but Bill knows exactly what he's doing. He's done a number of these before. They're very skilled in what they do. And of course, with the chassis being down off the body, then access for everything is fantastic. And when we look up here into the body itself, you can see all the wiring looms. That's the exhaust from the fuel burning heater sticking down. You can get to everything. Now, those two metal tubes on the driver's side or the left-hand side of the picture there up in the engine bay, that's for the heater. And I've asked them to swill out the heater matrix just to check that that's all nice and clear so that my heater is the most efficient that it can be here in the winter. But again, the condition of everything, the bodywork underneath is really good. The sills are good. And you can see here on the chassis, now that that's all been cleaned and dried off, it's in very good shape. It's 10 years old, don't forget. Although it's only done 77,000 miles, nearly 78, it is in very good condition. And this corrosion that you see here around the back end of the chassis is purely just a little bit of surface corrosion, nothing structural. What we're looking at here are the anti-roll bar D bushes. They've been replaced. We've also had the injector sent off for testing. They're all fine. We've replaced all of the glow plugs, the water pump. We've had the turbos tested. They're going back on. They're fine. It's not a high miles car, don't forget. And so the next stage will be to do some rust proofing on the whole chassis and also the underneath of the body. While it's apart, this is the best time and the only time I'm going to get access to the top. And Bill's going to take care of that for me in the workshop. They don't really want me hanging around there slowing them down. He'll just crack on with that. And I'll add some photos later that you can see the difference with the rust proofing on it as well. This is the genuine earth cable which we struggled to get. That's actually delayed the marriage of the body and the chassis. We had to wait a few days for one of those to come along. There's my old crank in a box with the makeshift earth cable that someone had put together. But here's some photos you can see. This is the underneath of the body, been sprayed with LanoGuard and injected in. It's going to add a whole heap of protection. This stuff sets quite hard, and the whole of the chassis has been done as well. Bill's done a fantastic job. I've heard that the body and the chassis will be mated this week, so a few updates to come on that, but really excited to have the Discovery 4 back. One of the things that Farrier's have allowed me to do is to take away the completely destroyed crank from the Discovery 4 engine, and I've got that in the boot. Let's go and have a look at it. And it's not lightweight. And there it is. This is an earth cable which had been pieced together. The engine earth cable, that's the original. That's what it should look like. And somebody made up this one. Right. I brought the crank in, put it on the bench, and you wouldn't believe how heavy these things are. They are super, super heavy. But you can see quite clearly now it's on the bench. I've kind of reassembled it, but that's where the crack is. Hopefully the camera focuses. And you can see there's a whole load of blackening and darkening of the metal there. Obviously the heat build-up as it destroyed itself. And then here I've got a whole bunch of the shells as well. You can see that they're not in great condition. I think that's the worst one, second from left. And looking forward to getting the car back, to be honest. I have missed it. It drives very differently to the TDV8 Range Rover. A very definite difference between the SDV6 Discovery 4 platform and the TDV8. TDV8's a little bit more roly-poly, but it's not been any hardship. I mean, you drive a Series 3 around a little bit and anything becomes comfortable, even a ride-on lawnmower. But yeah, looking forward to getting back out in the Discovery. The Range Rover's doing sterling work, and it's going to be used next week on a nice little special mission, which I'm looking forward to. Hopefully it will hold up the side, and everyone will be impressed with it. So that's the end of the SDV6 crank. I'm not going to make it into a candlestick or anything else. It is just going to be something to look at. It's way too heavy to have inside anyway, and it's got some very sharp edges. I'll leave you with some images of this.